I'm trying my best not to complain in this pregnancy, because I really look at it as a blessing, and I want to actually enjoy it despite the circumstances, but it really makes me uncomfortable that my specialist is so argumentative and just goes against everything I thought he would be. I thought, you know, a pregnancy specialist would be like super supportive of doing the cervical cerclage. I never thought I would have pushback, especially in New York. I know other states totally make it hard to get that procedure, but I never thought like I'd have to stand there and argue with this man. Not that he was like arguing with me, but still, I just never expected the pushback. Okay, but can I say something without you getting upset? Mom, I'm probably gonna get mad when whatever you're gonna say, but go ahead, Mom. Did you ever consider that maybe, because I kind of feel it, do you think maybe he's right? Maybe you really don't need the cerclage. You know, maybe you don't need to go through this procedure. I know it's only a couple hours, but maybe he has a point. Maybe, you know, he's got gray hair. He's been doing this a long time. Maybe he's right. But okay, whether they're wrong or not, right? Whether I do have an incompetent cervix or not, why risk it? I don't want to go through that again. You were there when it happened. I hate even saying it, and I'm not going to. Going through that type of pregnancy, I never want to go through that again. And if I can do anything to minimize my chances of avoiding that, then I'm gonna do it. Understand, it just always bugged me and didn't sit right with me that no one in our family has ever had this problem. You know, I never had incompetent cervix. We all had healthy pregnancies. So I just kind of always thought maybe it was a fluke. I told you this, it's not really a hereditary thing. You know what I mean? Like, it can happen randomly. Incompetent cervix isn't like passed down. So what, are you really agreeing with my specialist that I shouldn't get it? No, I really think you should get it done. I do. I just don't want you to believe what a couple doctors said about your body, that you have this problem. No, maybe you don't. Well, all I'm gonna say, and I don't know if you'll understand this, but when I was diagnosed with it, and I was afraid that the stitch wouldn't even work, you know, when you're told you have an incompetent cervix, you feel broken. You don't feel like you can carry a pregnancy like a normal woman. Do you understand what I mean? I had to deal with that until I got pregnant with Junior. I had to really sit with myself and worry about whether or not the stitches would work, the progesterone would work, and I was fearful that I would never have a child. That feeling of like not being a complete woman, I really fought to get rid of that feeling, and to even have to revisit whether or not I have it diminishes everything I worked on in myself. You know what I mean? I've come to a moment of peace in my life that, okay, I have this, but I have a way to deal with it, and I have a beautiful son, and I'm gonna have another beautiful baby. So I don't want to have this conversation of whether or not I have incompetent cervix or not, because I did the work on myself. I've dealt with what they told me, and I'm not changing that right now based off of some guy's hunch. You know what I mean? This is the future of my baby. I'm not going to go off of like, oh, this man looked at a chart and he feels confident because he's done this for 40 years. I don't want to inflate his ego off of the safety of my baby, if that makes any sense. Miranda, I know I don't show it. And I know it's hard for me to talk about this stuff because in my generation we didn't talk about pregnancy problems like this. But I can't imagine what you went through, and I know how hard it was for you. And I can never put myself in your shoes because I never went through it. So I can't understand how you feel when it comes to being diagnosed with a problem that prohibits you from carrying a baby the right way. So I've always looked at you as very strong for continuing on, because a lot of women would not have even tried to get pregnant after going through something like that. I know I would have been too afraid. So I just want you to know I'm proud of you in that way. Thank you, Mom. I really appreciate that.